An absolute nightmare this entire day has been with the passengers by the thousands stranded across airports, and now the government has issued a statement saying that a high-level inquiry has been ordered. Accountability will be fixed. Passenger care is top priority. This even as, Gauri, the roster rules have been put in abeyance. Basically, the pilot rest rule, which required for 48 hours of rest, that had been mandated by the DGCA, that has been put in abeyance for now. But this inquiry, what is the time frame for this and what the findings are? Will they be made public? That's going to be key.
Absolutely, and that's really the single biggest part of it, that what went wrong, who is accountable for it, and that high-level inquiry that the government has ordered. When will that findings be made public? That's the big question. We're also going to get Vishnu Som, a colleague who's been tracking this space very closely for us, even as the government has said that flight operations will be fully restored in 3 days. So thousands of passengers across the country stranded right now. The only and most important piece of information for them is that in the next 3 days, the government has issued the statement saying that flight operations will be fully restored, even as chaos, confusion continues across all major airports in India. All eyes now on when that high-level inquiry will be instituted, who will be heading it, by when will that report be made public.
All right, Vishnu joining us live now. Give us the contours of this inquiry commission that has been set up, this inquiry that has been started now, Vishnu.
Well, this basically means that as a result of the immense pressure on the system, the government has ordered regulations which mean that flight safety appears to come second to ensuring that the system operates. The flight duty time limitation guidelines have all been taken away. They've all been held in abeyance. In other words, what the DGCA, the regulator, had ordered 2 years ago and which Indigo was unable to maintain at this stage, Indigo has ultimately won this battle. It's a battle for the safety of passengers, and at this stage the government, seeing the situation across the country with tens of thousands of passengers impacted because Indigo's network went into a crisis, has held back or put in abeyance all the measures which the DGCA, the regulator, had put in place to enhance flight safety. This, they believe, will allow the situation across the country to start normalizing by tomorrow in terms of Indigo's scheduling, and in 3 days the crisis should be over. They've also said that there's going to be a committee which looks, a high-powered panel which looks into Indigo. All that is very well, and they'll figure out what Indigo has done or not done. But if there was any initiative which was meant to enhance flight safety, and this is something here in NDTV we focused on for decades, flight safety is important. The concern is not convenience but safety. Well, it appears that convenience is a priority. Flight safety comes next.
But Vishnu, just curious, if they could not hire extra pilots in the 18 months notice that they had, how exactly is Indigo planning to get all of this fixed, the shortfall, the rest hours, with the new rules, or rather the old rules being brought back? Are they absolutely confident that that entire problem is going to be fixed within 3 days? Do the numbers add up for you?
Firstly, the new rules which were introduced, they're gone. They're held in abeyance. The government press release doesn't identify when those rules will be brought back into play. It would be very disappointing if these rules were not brought back because, as I've been mentioning, they have to do with pilot fatigue. The idea behind the new rules was to ensure that our pilots are not fatigued, to give them more rest, to give them more days off, to ensure that there are limited numbers of night operations that take place. That entire set of orders and rules by the DGCA has been put in abeyance. Now, to answer your question directly, the government believes that in 3 days, the Indigo situation will be fixed. So let's just hope that that can take place. But at the same time, the larger concern on flight safety really must remain.